Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast. As this episode, I'll be recapping Zygon Century Infiltration 1957 Double Agent. This is the final story of Zygon Century Infiltration, and I hope we have all recovered from yesterday's episode, which was quite dark, as I mentioned loads and loads of times. But yeah, this is a lighter story, and it does feature Michael Tratton's Second Doctor, as I mentioned. I did say in yesterday's episode, or the episode before, it was a spoiler alert, but it's not, because it's on the cover. Michael Charlton's Second Doctor is on the cover. Well, without further ado, here is my recap of the final story of Zygon Century Infiltration 1957 Double Agent. Someone threatens someone else with a gun. This person asks the gun to switch the alarm. Someone shoots someone else. The Red Wolf is mentioned. Someone is killed. Someone else faints. Someone asks Caldwell on his physical condition. Caldwell believes he's being punished after the person was called. Caldwell mentions his age. Someone threatens Caldwell. This person fills in Caldwell. Caldwell is informed of the Zygons. We then have the theme tune. Someone tunes a radio. The Doctor appears. As I've mentioned, this is the Second Doctor. The Doctor introduces himself. The Doctor and Caldwell hear someone calling for help. Caldwell orders the Doctor. The Doctor and Caldwell attempt to rescue this person. This person thanks the Doctor and Caldwell. Caldwell shoots something. Harriet introduces herself. The Doctor asks Harriet some questions. Harriet fills in the Doctor. Caldwell reveals his real name to the Doctor and Harriet. The Doctor attempts to reassure Harriet. Harriet laughs. The Doctor and Caldwell list some potential species of the creature they can see. The Doctor and Caldwell pull something. The Doctor catches his breath. Professor Venix is mentioned. Professor Venix makes himself a hot drink. Professor Venix burns himself. Professor Venix meets Caldwell, the Doctor, and Harriet. Professor Venix and the Doctor agree on the creature's origin. The Doctor translates the words that Professor Venix uses. Professor Venix believes that this creature isn't fully grown. Caldwell questions the Doctor. The Doctor mentions MI5. Caldwell mentions MI6. Professor Venix shows a similar creature to the Doctor, Caldwell, and Harriet. Caldwell mentions the Zygons. The Doctor reveals why he is on the island. The Doctor and Caldwell argue. Harriet insults the Doctor. Caldwell threatens the Doctor with his gun. The Doctor fills in Harriet and Caldwell. Harriet asks Caldwell and the Doctor what Zygons are. Someone has a phone call. This person seems to be suspicious of the person they have just spoken to. The Doctor, Caldwell, and Professor Venix fill in each other and Harriet. The Doctor mentions the Zygons. The Doctor, Caldwell, Harriet, and Professor Venix meet some creatures. Professor Venix, Harriet, Caldwell, and the Doctor unwillingly jump through some glass. The Doctor helps Professor Venix, Badding letters now. Caldwell sets something on fire. The Doctor gives Harriet something to keep warm. The Doctor theorises. The Doctor introduces his sonic screwdriver. The Doctor explains what he just used his sonic screwdriver for. Someone watches the Doctor, Caldwell, Harriet, and Professor Venix. The Doctor and Caldwell discuss poison. Caldwell fills in Professor Venix. Professor Venix faints. Caldwell contemplates killing Professor Venix. The Doctor mentions helping humans previously. Caldwell sees through the Doctor. A creature recognises Caldwell. Crozon introduces themselves. Crozon is a Zygon. Crozon suggests Caldwell not shoot them. Caldwell insults the Zygons. The Doctor gives Caldwell some advice. Harriet reveals herself as a Zygon. Harriet explains why she chose to act human when meeting the Doctor and Caldwell. Harriet attacks Caldwell. Caldwell refuses the Doctor's help. Crozon asks Harriet to make sure that Professor Venix remains alive. Crozon orders the Doctor and Caldwell Cardwell expresses his concern for Professor Venix. The Doctor attempts to get through to Harriet. Cardwell believes Harriet is going to kill him and the Doctor. Crozon no, that's not even the word there. Crozon complements the Doctor's brain power. Harriet reveals her human counterpart. The Doctor and Cardwell work out how Zygons operate. The Doctor mentions human Harriet losing her dad and perspective. The Doctor warns Cardwell. Crozon refuses to let the Doctor speak. Crozon orders Harriet's Zygon counterpart. Crozon insults the Doctor. Cardwell seems to outsmart Crozon. Human Harriet appears. Joe Ross agrees with the Doctor. We're up to Cardwell believes that Crozon is dead. The Doctor questions Cardwell's identity. Words. The Doctor congratulates Cardwell. Joe Ross stays behind so that the Doctor, Cardwell, Harriet and Professor Venix can escape. The Doctor mentions time travel and the Time Lords. Harriet believes that the Doctor has lost his mind. Cardwell apologises. Cardwell shoots Professor Venix. Professor Venix is a Zygon. Professor Venix dies. Cardwell mentions the Royal Navy. The Doctor mentions his time ring. The Doctor disappears. Cardwell discusses the Doctor with one of his superiors. Vavorin is mentioned, who we met in the previous episode. Cardwell's superior has a Zygon counterpart. Crozon returns. Cardwell kills his superior, and the Ranger's name is mentioned. That is my recap of Zygon Century 1957. Double Agent. And obviously I've now finished Zygon Century Infiltration, because obviously I was going to do it all in one episode, but I just decided to spread it out, as that's what I'm doing in the future. Anyway, in tomorrow's episode I am recapping, nothing been finished or anything like that for a while, I am recapping 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown Season 27 Episode 3. I have no trailer unfortunately, so sorry for that. But back to this episode, let me know what you thought of Zygon Century Infiltration 1957 Double Agent if you listened to it. My recap, if you didn't, put your thoughts on both of those in the comments below. Remember, you can also like, comment, subscribe, and that's it for this episode of the Everything Podcast. Goodbye.